am 4. My name is Rick Nelson IV, and I'm the sum total of 4 precious relationships in my life. And the reason why they're so precious is each one of those relationships is founded in Christ. Seeing each of these relationships through Christ has allowed me to easily forgive these individuals. It has allowed me to have more fun with these individuals. It has allowed me to become a better person to them because of it. My first relationship was actually built initially upon fear. I had fear of something that literally traumatized me. And I brought a picture of that individual, and I hope it doesn't scare anybody. So brace yourself. This is what tormented me as a kid. Literally tormented me as a kid. And you wonder why. Now, Porky Pig is known for being a little heavy. It's not that I was actually a pretty skinny kid. I got heavier later in life. High school freshman in grammar class. The teacher would often say, somebody pass out the textbooks. And I would sit somewhere where I would hope he would pick me. Because he would always pick us to read. He would go down the line and pick us to read. And it wasn't that I couldn't read. It's just the minute he called my name, I would get nervous because I was terrified to speak publicly. This was every Wednesday. One Wednesday we came into the classroom and I was like, oh man, he started on this side last week. Maybe this time they started on this side. So I sat on the end of the left side. And he actually said, we're not going to do reading today. We're actually going to write. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. It's not going to do that. So we had to write a 5-essay paper about what we had planned to do for this upcoming summer. I wrote it out, kept looking at the clock. So I realized there was only a few minutes left, so he couldn't ask us to read it, but of course he did. He says, now I need individuals to come up here. We won't have time for everybody, so I thought there's an opportunity again. We won't pick everybody, but we need some people to come up and read their papers. He called 1, 2, guess who was number 3? Remember, I was supposed to be 4, right? I was number 3. I came up, I was literally terrified. I could not get one word out. And what hurt me the most, some kids were yelling out, spit it out, da, 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 da. And then one kid said, he sounds like Porky Pig. Crushed me. Even to the point when I've told this story, people have said, well, what did the teacher do? You know, I have literally no recollection on what the teacher did. It tormented me that much. Because for years I fermented, and I thought back about that only through the spectrum of fear only. I later in life came in contact with a gentleman that was a member of the Church of Christ. He was a teacher, and he knew of my speech impediment. He called me on one day. He started teaching me about the Bible. And as a kid, it was actually fun. He made it fun because it wasn't a religion, it was a relationship. And it actually helped me because he would stand up and ask questions about the Bible, and I knew the answer. So I got excited to give the answer and explain it and everything, and eventually I began to teach Bible school. And then I realized, wow, my relationship is going. And it helped me accomplish other things in life because I didn't look at things through fear anymore. I looked at it through faith. And that is the first part of who I am. I am a man of faith. I use it in everything that I do. Because without faith, my life falls back into fear. And I will never let that happen. My second relationship is a relationship with one of the most wonderful persons in the world. That is my wife. The last time the Miami, well, the first time the Miami Heat won the championship, I had a lot of my buddies over there. Hot wings, and don't drink, hot wings, macaroni and cheese, nachos. And let me tell you, I ate like I was Porky Pig. Literally. And I remember I was laying back, it's 2:03 in the morning. And I hear my wife scream, ah! And you could tell that was the kind of scream that sounds like somebody broke in. And I better get up. I got up and I was like, sweetie, what is it? She was in the bathroom, literally shaking. I opened the door, I was like, baby, what is it? She's like, you gotta get that out of here. It's huge. I looked down, guess what it was, folks? Little lizard. About that size. To my wife, this was a dragon. She grew up in South Florida, so I thought she was accustomed to these things. She could not stand them, and I could look in her eyes. There was such fear in her eyes. And I was like, oh my God, as opposed to saying, oh baby, come on, it's 2:03 in the morning. Come on. But seeing the fear in her eyes, I had to do something. So of course, you know what I did? I grabbed my sword, boom, I grabbed my shield, dustpan, and I just had to make her laugh. I said, and if I be not the man, then who shall it be that shall come forth and slay this dragon in my damsel's distress? If you would have seen the laughter, the dragon was still there, but the look on her face was so reassuring. And of course, I didn't literally slay the dragon, put him in the dustpan, and took him out the door. But from that day forward, my wife and my relationship, she was so pleased how I used that situation. It was just, I was reciprocating what she had done for me the majority of my life, and that's give so much. She was such a sacrifice. That has added to my life. Porky Pig to the lizard. The next person is my oldest son, who happens to be my namesake. There is a Rick Nelson V walking around here. And what would crack me up, once he was at the age of speaking, he would run around the house, Rick Nelson V, Rick Nelson V, Rick Nelson V. He loved his name so much. As a father, that does something to you. And I never forget the time I had been unemployed for 8 months. And it destroyed me. I was like, man, what is it? I prepared, it was just getting the best of me. And it was my wife's birthday. And my son was getting ready to go off to school, and he was like, Dad, what's wrong? You look sad. And you hate to look sad in front of your little son, because he's still growing. You want to show him how to deal with life, but it got the best of him. And I was like, son, honestly, this is mommy's birthday, and I wanted to get her something, but I really can't afford it. He's like, don't worry about it, I got it. He's like, 'cause I know what you want to get her. Because I remember when you and all went to the store, you saw the necklace with all of our names on it. He's like, I got it. I think, what is he, son, a thief? How could he goes old enough to have a job? He's like, when I get back in, I have something for you. My wife took him off to school. And it actually bugged me all day. I'm thinking, oh, he's not gonna take it from somebody because he's doing the Robin Hood thing. It's like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. He got back in. I was knocked out sleeping. I felt his little hand on my chest. Daddy, wake up, wake up. I woke up. He was like, I got this for you. He had went to school. He had a best friend who could, I forget what it's called, but they could take yarn and they would put it together and it looked like it was a braid. Her favorite color is red. He did it in red. Then he took construction paper and wrote my name, his name, and my wife's name on it, hole punched it, and put it on there. To him, he was solving a problem. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm sitting here a grown man in my 30s at that time, getting all caught up in really materialism because I can't afford to buy my wife something. Well, I could have just taken her out, could have went for a walk in the park, let her know how much I appreciate her. That little 9-year-old boy pulled that together just like that. To this day, now it's turned orange and pink and yellow and everything now, but it still hangs in my car to remind me of what life's really about. That little man taught me that. That's why he is my big heart. He is my big heart. I said I am 4, so there is one more. I was blessed to have a second child. He was named after my wife's father. His name is Thomas Brantley Nelson. And he's going to be an engineer, there's no doubt. He's very, very technical in his thinking. And one day he heard me tell my wife, baby, I love you. And I saw a little face, I'm like, oh, he's going to ask me something now. He came over. Sometimes you dread those questions because you don't know what they're going to ask you. He came over and asked me, he was like, Dad, do you love me? I was like, yes, of course. He was like, how much? I was like, a lot. He was like, do you love me a lot or a little bit? That seemed like an easy question to me. A lot or a little bit? I said, I love you a lot. He was like, really? He was like, well, I love you a lot and a little bit. And his whole point was, he was just doing basic addition. You add them together, I get more than what you do. And his whole point was, I love you endlessly. 7 years old when that young man taught me that. So what you see here is a compilation of those 4 individuals. I appreciate them very much, including God for what he's done for me. And the last addition to my life is you all, Toastmasters. Now you all complete me. Thank you.